This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium In and Out. This Infinium In and Out is entitled Our Day After Tomorrow. My brothers, this Infinium In and Out was recorded at the Greenbrier Mall located here in Chesapeake, Virginia. Unfortunately, I had to do this In and Out edition a bit differently by doing the audio afterwards due to gang stalking, music playing in the background, which would have caused me to get a copyright strike, bumping into a Ghost of Keisha Past, etc. Which, by the way, be very careful with women from long ago popping up suddenly, particularly if you had a bad experience with them, because they want you to forget about what they did to you in the past, and also they want to get back into your life. So again, be very careful with the ghosts of Keisha past, the ghost of Becky past, the ghost of Ling Ling past, the ghost of Rosa past, etc. Because again, these women are basically trying to get back into your life with whatever BS they want to get into your life with and chain you down and get you to be caught up again in the enslavement that they want you to be in. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a tour of what was once a busy mall, which is now pretty much a dead mall. And also I want to discuss some history that I have with this mall, because basically I was around when this mall first opened up in 1981. And at that time, I was working as a photojournalist, and I had to come over here to this mall to do the coverage of the grand opening celebration. And, it was a big event. They had a grand piano. They had a elaborate celebration, balloons and everything, So now I was there again covering this celebration. Now, on December 21st, 1988, I was here doing some Christmas shopping when I noticed a large crowd gathered around the front entrance of the Sears department store. And at that time, Sears had a large display of old school rear projection TV sets at the entrance. And those were the types of TVs. They were very large, and the projector sat in the bottom of the TV set and it pointed up towards the screen. I think it used a mirror, and it reflected off of the mirror onto the screen. But anyway, there was a large crowd at the entrance. They were watching these TVs, and I just popped by to see what was going on. And what was happening was the reporting of the downing of Pan Am 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland. I think it was a 747, which was blown out of the sky by a terrorist bomb, and it crashed into Lockerbie, Scotland, and so everybody on board was killed, and a lot of people were killed on the ground as well. So I was there for that. And back in the day when I was a IT manager, I would regularly come by this mall and just dine at the Piccadilly buffet, which was very, very busy at the time. It was so busy sometimes you could hardly get a seat. But I would just come by here, just to chill out from the stress of my job and kind of unwind and have a nice meal and everything. And at that time, the meals were very cheap, but Piccadilly had a nice selection of food, all types of entrees and stuff like that. And you could get a decent meal for a very good price at that time. And again, it was very, very busy. But moving on, I would like to discuss with you, my brothers, our day after tomorrow. So, what I'm trying to say here is that for this mall, Greenbrier Mall, this mall is going through its day after tomorrow. And so, basically, again, the dawning of tomorrow happened for this mall when the recession, the 2008 recession hit, all types of financial troubles hit. The mall has been in foreclosure. All types of things have happened to it. The business has gone down. The stores are closed up. Like you see the Sears and the Piccadilly, they're all gone. The things that I was familiar with this mall, first of all, it being very busy, being crowded all the time. You could hardly get a parking space outside the mall because it was busy even on the weekdays. But now, as you can see, it is empty. Very few customers in here, very few people walking around. And I visited this mall a month or so prior to this In and Out edition being videoed. And there were more stores at that time. And when I came back, the stores had closed down. So again, the day after tomorrow for this mall is occurring. Now, what I'm getting at, my brothers, is this. Women are experiencing the dawning of tomorrow. I would even go further in saying that women are now midday into tomorrow. And for we MGTOW men, on the other hand, we are experiencing our day after tomorrow. So this is two divergent type of things that are happening. We MGTOW men are experiencing, of course, the day after tomorrow in terms of our freedom, the embracement of our freedom, the powerful nature of our freedom. But yet again, women are experiencing their dawning of tomorrow and indeed the midday of their tomorrow. Now, last year I put out an Infinium Out and About entitled a PSA, which was a warning to we men to watch our backs because of the anger of women, because of we men embracing our freedom and turning away from their priorities and making our priorities the utmost priorities in our lives. So, but during that video, I described a stripping process which was happening to women, and I made a prediction that that stripping process would become phenomenally worse going into 2024. Now, this Infinium Out and About was produced in 2023, about early summer. And again, there was a prediction made by me that the stripping process that women were going through at that time would become phenomenally worse. And so, my brothers, flash forward from that point to about September of 2024, and we can all see that that stripping process, which I predicted and other members of our community, the MGTOW community, predicted would happen to women, is actually happening, and it is getting worse day by day. Now, just in this year alone, we have seen all types of failures with women in terms of them losing jobs, in terms of them being homeless, all types of things. You see collapses of companies. DEI is being retracted from companies. Companies are no longer dealing with womanist policies. We see people getting fired from jobs, high level people getting fired from jobs. All types of things are happening to women. So again, the stripping process that I predicted, and again, others in our community predicted what would happen to women, is getting worse, and it will continue to get worse. And so again, for women, this is the dawning of tomorrow, and now they are at the midpoint of tomorrow. They are at the midpoint of the devastating effects of what feminism has done to them overall. And they are finding out that men are not having it anymore. Men are not dealing with them anymore. And men will not tolerate the activity of feminism in their lives anymore. And of course, we see the anger, the angst, the outright calls of women to have men killed, to rob men, to do anything to them. That's increasing. We see things being done by our government where the MGTOW community is being labeled as terrorists. All types of things are happening. But for we MGTOW men, it is the embracement of our day after tomorrow. And so what that is, my brothers, again, it is our freedom overall, but it is our freedom to be free no matter what. And for what we are facing, it is not the devastating things that women are facing. Yes, we face challenges. We face the types of uphill battles in terms of getting the word out, getting the news out to men that they can be free, they can live without a woman, they can live without the BS that a woman can bring into their lives. We face those challenges. But overall, even the ability to cook for yourself, to wash your own clothes, to do those things in peace, to not have the harassment, the type of entanglement that women can put into our lives. That in itself, my brothers, is a big thing to women. Because women, again, want us to be entangled in their BS, so to speak. And so you see now things that women are saying about the MGTOW community, men who are going MGTOW, that MGTOW must be stopped. That's why you're seeing these things. You're seeing the angst against the MGTOW philosophy and the deliberate attempts to make that philosophy into a movement by women, because it is something now that they desperately need to stop. But they cannot stop the unstoppable. They cannot stop the ability of a man who knows he's free and knows in his mind and in his heart that he's free. They cannot stop that man. And women are now facing their tomorrow, and they're facing the warnings that we gave to them. We told them to not do these things, to not put these policies, DEI policies, into place because it would hurt them in the end, to not act in the way that they're doing because it would come back on them. And all of this is now occurring in their lives. And again, they expect us to fall on our swords by cleaning up their messes, which we men are refusing to do. And also you're seeing women who are in a great deal of trouble. And these very same women were the ones that were in their high towers laughing at we men and saying all types of derogatory things about we men. But now they're being found to be fraudsters, like you see women being thrown into jail because they took advantage of these PPP loans, which the government gave out during the pandemic, because those loans were supposed to be used to help businesses to carry through the pandemic. But instead, these women used these loans to buy houses, luxury cars, all types of things. And now the government is coming after these women and putting them into jail. You're seeing high-level women that were judges, government officials being thrown out of their jobs, being put into jail in some cases. All types of things are happening to women. Women are being regularly arrested now for all types of issues, anything from fraud, anything from having a domestic abuse situation where they lied about a man. They are now the ones being arrested more and more. So again, this stripping process is getting worse for women in every possible way. Now, the other phenomena that women are facing in their tomorrow, in the dawning of their tomorrow and the midday of their tomorrow, is they're being involved with situations where they're stuck with something for life. And one of these somethings is STDs. Now, you will notice, my brothers, there is a spate of women who are getting on social media like YouTube, TikTok, Rumble, whatever, and they're stating that they have herpes. And you're seeing some of them basically saying, for instance, God gave them herpes so they could clean up their lives. We all know that that's just BS. But let's step away from that for a moment and look at it in this way. This, again, is failure on the part of women to take accountability for their actions. And so now you're seeing a condition where women have these STDs like herpes, and they're expecting men to accept them with these STDs and accept the fact that they can have a relationship with these men and men can be safe with them, which again, that is first of all a lie. That is not true. And second of all, it is a failure to take accountability for their actions. Now, we men have warned women that there is going to be a time where, again, you will have to take accountability for your actions. You will have to deal with what has happened to you. You will have to deal with the mistakes that you made, the arrogance that you had, all these types of things. You will have to deal with these things, not we men. And so now, again, you're seeing a spate of women who say they have herpes, who say that they are now safe because God has, quote unquote, cured their herpes, or God allowed them to have herpes, is safe because God says so. And that, again, it is all BS, because that is the type of thing that you can never get rid of. You can never get around. And these women, instead of saying that I cannot have a relationship with a man because of these things, because of the STD I have, they are instead getting on YouTube and saying that I lied to a man and said that I was clean when I was not clean. I said that God healed me in terms of my STD, all types of things. That is, again, a failure to take accountability for your actions and not being able to deal with your failure to take accountability for your actions and deal with the consequences of your actions. And see, women are now facing the consequences of their actions in terms of men not dealing with them because of STDs that can harm we men. That's what they're facing. And see, women do not want to face these things. Instead, they want us to fall on our swords, to have relationships with them when we know as men that can be harmful to us and harmful to our lives. So again, they expect us to get involved with their BS when it is harmful to us, and they're getting mad at us because we will no longer do these things. And the same goes for the single mothers that you see out there. Again, there is the anger at single men who will not deal with single mothers, who will not deal with the health bonds. All of that is going on. But again, it is the failure to take accountability for your actions. Women were the ones who chose to have these children. It is not a condition where their husbands died or anything like that. It is they fully chose to have these children, knowing that those children would wind up being meal tickets. They would wind up being lures to men to get them into the cray-cray of a single mother. All types of things have happened, my brothers. And see, there again, this is the tomorrow that women are now facing, and it is getting worse. It is getting worse on every side. And so what I'm saying to you, my brothers, is that you don't have to face that tomorrow with women. You have to face your day after tomorrow, which is better than what any woman can give you at this time, my brothers. It is better because you have your freedom. You're walking towards your freedom, my brothers. And see, that is, again, incomprehensible to women who are now selfish, who now say that we men are evil because we will no longer share our wallets with them, because we're taking care of ourselves. My brothers, again, these are the same women that have told us that we have to forsake our very health conditions, our well-being, our financial conditions, everything for their messes. And what is now going on with men, not only MGTOW men, but it's men in general, they are saying no to this, and they are going forward without women, and women cannot deal with it anymore. And so that's why, again, you see this spate of women getting on YouTube, getting on TikTok, getting on all these types of things, all these social media platforms where they're trying to make laws. They're trying to stop things like paternity fraud laws from being in place. They're trying to stop these things because they are facing the condition of what their tomorrow is producing. And it's the same thing with this mall. Greenbrier Mall is facing not only the dawning of tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow. And that is the devastation, the loss, the types of struggles that they now face, all these types of things. Women are facing that same condition. But women, again, are in the first phases of the tomorrow, and they have yet to face their day after tomorrow. And their day after tomorrow, because of what they have done, and it is solely because of not taking accountability for their actions, is going to be even far worse, in my opinion, because of their failure to take accountability for their actions. Now, for we MGTOW men, it is important to understand to not let these women pull you back into their tomorrow, but you are to remain in your day after tomorrow because, again, yes, it is filled with challenges. It is filled with rebuilding your life if necessary. It is filled with restarting some things, exploring your talents, your abilities. Even again, finding out that you can cook a meal by yourself, finding out that you can take care of yourself. You can do these things. You can exist alone without a woman and not have the type of alone feeling, the loneliness, my brothers. You can exist without a woman being in your life. That's what we're facing, my brothers. And we're facing the reality of it. We're facing the true reality of it. The things that women have criticized us for years, for decades, that we could not make it without women, we are now finding in the day after tomorrow, our day after tomorrow, we're finding that that is not the case. So this again is a PSA, my brothers, to watch your backs as you embrace your day after tomorrow, because women, again, will try to force you back into their tomorrow. And that's not a place where you should be, my brothers. You should be in the place where you need to be as a man, and that is walking towards your freedom in every possible way. Watch your backs, my brothers. And also, again, embrace what your day after tomorrow brings you. Embrace the freedom that your day after tomorrow brings you. Because again, you decided to take accountability for your freedom, my brothers. That's what it's about. And by taking accountability for your freedom, you are now realizing the true nature and power of your freedom. And that's why you are on the road that you are walking towards your freedom, my brothers. So again, don't let any type of tears that you see, any type of arguments, any type of you're not doing your duty, any type of BS that a woman would bring to you, that the feminist plantation state brings to you, my brothers, don't let any of those things deter you from embracing your day after tomorrow and embracing who you are as a free man who is walking towards your freedom in every way possible. This is the MGTOW Infinium, and this has been an Infinium In and Out. My MGTOW brothers, as always, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.